Tēnā koutou katoa. Can I acknowledge Chair Eric Barrett and also directors up here on the stage this morning. It's a great privilege and a pleasure to be here today to open your 2013 conference. It was great also to host the directors and other parliamentarians in Parliament a few months ago. There was a great turnout there of MPs because I think dinner was provided, so well done. Great turnout here today as well, so thank you very much for coming along what is a very important conference. And what I want to acknowledge is the importance of your industry. The seafood sector stands out as a leading player among our primary industries. You are our 5th largest exporter, and you provide around $1.5 billion a year to the New Zealand economy. Your sector directly provides more than 8,000 valuable jobs, particularly in our provincial areas, and these numbers should continue to grow with the right kind of support. Today I want to address 2 broad areas that I will outline to give you a sense of the prosperity of the seafood sector. The first one is the vital role of innovation in growing export markets, and second is the importance of an environmentally sustainable sector. The global food market of the 21st century is changing rapidly, and your sector is already seizing many of the great export opportunities on offer. The government has set a very ambitious target of doubling our primary industry exports from $32 billion that we are currently to $64 billion by 2025. And this is where we can all make a real difference to the prosperity of New Zealand. And I also understand that your leadership up here today is finalising a strategic plan looking out to 2018, and that is very likely to be aligned towards the government's goal of doubling our exports. I commend you as an industry for your willingness to take a long-term view of your business and your commitment to building a sustainable and innovative sector. A business as usual approach won't be enough. We are unlikely to see significant growth in the volume of fish harvested from our fisheries. Significant changes in the way a sector like yours operates will therefore be needed. Much of the required future changes I'm talking about will be delivered through innovation, and a topic that I now wish to address. To become a world-leading food producer, our primary industries have always made a great use of science, technology and innovation. Innovation will be a vital ingredient if sectors like yours are to reach their full potential. That's why we have been streamlining government innovation policy to work for the primary sector as a whole. Our flagship Primary Growth Partnership is one of the main areas where we are supporting innovation. Through PGP, government is now providing a springboard for further innovation. Programs depend on commercial partners coming forward with workable ideas that have some prospect of success. PGP is about supporting innovators to deliver long-term economic growth across our primary industries. It does, of course, mean taking some qualified risks. Government and industry have committed $684 million across 16 programs to boost economic growth and sustainability in our primary sectors. This represents a sizable capital injection, but the potential benefit for the wider economy with PGP programs is estimated around $7 billion by 2025, every year thereafter. We just had our 3rd AGM that I spoke to in Wellington yesterday, and it provided a great platform to remind the New Zealand public of why we are investing in research and innovation. One key figure that I like to always remind audiences like you, a 1% productivity gain in our primary industries, that's across all of our primary industries. If we can get 1% productivity gain, that's worth $4 billion in exports a year. Programs to date include a wide range: dairy value chain, growing the value of Manuka honey exports, unlocking the potential of forestry on many rural hillsides. The list goes on and on. The seafood-related PGP programs currently underway also have a great opportunity to transform your sector. The aim of the SPATS NZ program, for example, is to domesticate the green shell mussel and develop selective bred high-value products. This 7-year, $26 million program, in partnership with Sanford Limited, is also working to develop technology to breed and hatch improved mussel spat. The direct potential benefit to GDP of this program is estimated to be around $80 million by 2026. If the technology developed through this program is adopted throughout the sector, GDP could increase by around $200 million. And those numbers are worth considering. The second PGP program that I know we're going to hear more about this afternoon when I return is the precision seafood harvesting. It's based on a whole new approach of catching fish. This afternoon, I'll be introducing a session on this new technology, paving the way for more precise catches. I hope it contributes to sustainable management activity, including the forthcoming Snapper One management program that I will mention in a few moments. Also, the Sustainable Farming Fund is another vehicle for supporting innovation with an explicit focus on projects that deliver economic, environmental and social benefits. I note that 5 important projects focusing on aquaculture were funded this year, with a major focus on addressing species information gaps. Our continuing commitment to aquaculture was reflected in the legislative reforms in 2011 to improve the framework for marine farming. The 2012 Aquaculture Strategy and the 5-year action plan represents a platform to provide significant opportunities for private investment and economic growth while ensuring long-term sustainability. Also, there's been government collaboration in other areas. We are a major investor in a research company, Seafood Innovations Limited, which is a joint venture by Seafood NZ and the Crown Research Institute, Plant and Food. Here the focus is on developing and commercialising innovative, consumer-appealing, value-added seafood and marine products. As part of this activity, fish parts that might have otherwise been wasted are turned into low-value products that otherwise would have been turned into low-value products are being recovered. The result is a range of new products appealing to premium markets backed up by environmental sustainability. The government can also help by providing discretionary market assurances for these products where appropriate. Demand for products such as nutraceuticals, pharmaceuticals and nanofibre continue to expand. It's interesting because the global market for nanofibre products is projected to grow by $2.2 billion US by 2020. We know that collagen extracted from discarded hoki fish skins is an important source of nanofibres. Local business Revolution Fibres is taking advantage of this opportunity. It has developed an electro-spinning machine capable of commercial scale production of nanofibres. And I was pleased to hear that this company took out 2 prestigious awards in the Engineering and Innovation Awards recently. We underestimate the value of our global reputation for food safety, animal welfare and sustainable resource use at our peril. And that's been top of mind in the last 6 or 8 weeks. Growth and protection are indeed intertwined. We can't have one without the other. As a government, we're fully committed to a sustainable primary sector. We believe that environmental sustainability goes hand in hand with efficiency and productivity in the use of our natural resources. We cannot afford to waste the resource itself or be wasteful in how we harvest, process or market our food. More than that, operating sustainably and being environmentally responsible is also vital to building a long-term relationship with our trading partners. To continue to grow exports and prosper, New Zealand must place a premium on producing sustainable and secure food. The environmental impact of seafood harvesting has increasingly become one of the critical determinants of trade access for your sector. The EU, Australia and US have particularly high levels of regulation aimed at preventing environmentally unsustainable or illegally caught products entering their markets. Together, these markets make up 40% of our seafood exports. The government's trade agenda continues to open new markets. Current negotiations towards a free trade agreement with Korea and also the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement provide enhanced opportunities to access high-value seafood markets. Our proactive approach allows us to ensure that we can meet the requirements of regulatory developments in these key markets. The seafood sector's ability to adapt to trade regulations will continue to be tested in the short to medium term. We will need to be strategic in responding to these regulatory developments. A sector commitment to keep refining fishing practices will maintain and enhance trade access and boost our opportunities for further export potential. One that I'm sure you will be interested in is the live export of shellfish to Australia. The government sees significant potential in this market and is keen for New Zealand to pursue this opportunity. I am aware that your sector is very keen to capture its significant commercial potential. I'm therefore pleased to announce that live shellfish access will be included in MPI's work program next year. We will work now to set working with your sector to draw up an initial submission for Australian consideration. We do, however, need to be realistic about the major challenges involved. We will need, for example, to demonstrate how Australia's biosecurity concerns, particularly around hitchhiker pests, can be addressed. Our submissions to the Australian authorities will be needed to be backed up by rigorous science. A successful outcome will take some time, and coordinated effort by government and industry will be needed. But I am hopeful that a collaborative approach will get us there over time. Our solid reputation for environmental sustainability continues to give us a premium advantage in our seafood markets. Our QMS is still considered as a world leader in the sustainable management of our wild fisheries, but fisheries wanting to open doors to major retail chains in the premium export markets such as the EU and US and Australia are increasingly looking to third-party certification. Certification by Marine Stewardship Council supports market recognition of sustainable fisheries management. The New Zealand hoki, southern blue whiting, albacore troll and Ross Sea toothfish fisheries are among 199 fisheries worldwide to gain MSC certification. 3 more of our fisheries are currently under assessment. These certification processes are very thorough. The global scrutiny underpinning certification processes is a sharp reminder of the importance of sustainability to our customers. We know the global demand for sustainability produced high quality protein is only likely to increase. And I am pleased to hear that my officials are working closely with industry to promote the sustainability of our fisheries into key markets. Only last week, industry and MPI officials met key stakeholders in the United States to discuss the progress in the orange roughy management with a view to winning their support for future certification. And I was also pleased to do my bit by appearing in a short promotional video about sustainability produced by Seafood New Zealand to use at trade roadshows in the US. Of course, there are some challenges in your industry, and you are making positive moves in adopting responsible fisheries practices across a number of fronts. But the nature of your business means that challenges will arise from time to time. The Ministry of Conservation and I are currently considering fishing-related measures as part of our review of the Maui Dolphin Threat Management Plan. I fully appreciate the pressure and the uncertainty the industry endures when tough decisions like this are being considered. It is never easy to strike a balance between the impacts of any measures on fishers and communities and preventing these critically endangered marine mammals from sliding into extinction. But I believe the right balance can be found. Above all, I'm interested in the long-term gains in information and long-term solutions to the risk of fishing-related mortality. To effectively gather this information, sector support and cooperation will be vital. Sea lion deaths around the Campbell Islands represent another problem. The fishing industry has to wear responsibility for these losses of these marine mammals this season in the southern blue whiting fishery, but I do want to acknowledge the cooperation and proactive way your leadership responded when the recent fatalities came to light. Industry were quick to agree to use exclusion devices and to make additional efforts to protect these endangered creatures. Your industry also continues to play a responsible supporting role in high-level forums around such areas as protection of the Southern Ocean biodiversity. Sector representatives recently joined a New Zealand government delegation working to secure a marine protected area for the Ross Sea region. The overarching need to look into sustainability and continue to rebuild of fish stocks was reflected recently in my decision to do with Snapper 1, our most valuable inshore finfish stock. I recently announced, as I'm sure you're aware, a rise in the total allowable catch from 7,550 tonnes a year to 8,050, with an extra 500 tonnes allocated to the recreational sector. A status quo commercial allocation of 4,500 tonnes and 3,050 tonnes for the recreational sector. A fortnight on, I feel that I have produced a balanced and fair package for the Snapper 1 fishery. Decisions were founded on the core principles of rebuilding the stock and sharing this fairly across the recreational and commercial sectors. Ultimately, it will mean more fish in the coming years for everyone. If we can continue to rebuild the stock to its optimum level, we could have a TAC of around 12,000 tonnes. This is realistic and it's an exciting goal to aim for. Improvements to monitoring activity and concrete moves to stamp out illegal dumping represent another important aspect of this package. I note that the new net technology being rolled out this afternoon as part of the Precision Seafood Harvesting PGP program will assist in measures to reduce waste. The overall aim of these difficult decisions is to ensure that we have a healthy, sustainable stock that will provide for our children and our grandchildren. I acknowledge the industry's support for dealing with public concerns in the Snapper 1 fishery, particularly with initiatives like VMS compulsory observers or cameras, move-on rules, and also the special tagging survey with a 50-50 cost-sharing ratio with government. These are important initiatives, and I believe that the New Zealand public rightly identify these as positive moves on behalf of the government and industry to ensure the sustainability of the Snapper 1 fishery going forward. The same overarching principle has been applied to other fish stocks under review for the 2013-14 fishing year, where we have identified opportunities for increased utilisation. TACs have been boosted. The significant increase in the Oyster 4 TAC, for an example, represents a great opportunity for development of a previously underutilised fishery. The lift in the Hoki TAC offers the potential for a further $33 million in export earnings, and I'm pleased to learn that the overall package will increase around $42 million and a boost to the export earnings for your industry. These decisions reflect my overall belief that we must exercise caution and rebuild fish stocks where we need to. However, where fish stocks are increasing, we can comfortably increase allowances without adversely impacting on the future sustainability. Finally, I've just been out and had a look at your smartphone-friendly website. I think in your packs today you will see a bit more about this very snazzy app. It means that you can learn more about seafood when you're standing in the queue buying your fish. It's a great example of the seafood sector lifting its profile in recent times. And I've just had a look at, on this app, had a look at the site, and it gives you a great feel for information about the seasonality, sustainability, recipes, cooking tips, nutritional information, buying and storage tips. One particular recipe that caught my eye was grilled snapper with sage potatoes. Finally, achieving the export growth we all want depends on innovation and a strong focus on environmental sustainability. Together, government and industry can further enhance the value that we get from our fisheries resources and further contribute to the export double goal. The active engagement of both partners will be important as the hard work of building a more productive and competitive economy proceeds. Thank you very much, and I take this opportunity to declare your 2013 conference open, and I look forward to seeing you back here this afternoon. Thank you. Cheers, Nicely done.